All right, so we are all accounted for, so we can go ahead and begin. We're going to call to order the OSBA Executive Committee special meeting today on Tuesday, December 5th. It is 9:04 and we are recording, is that right? Well, we are recording, okay. All right, so we will start with the first item of business, and that is to approve the agenda, item 2. So do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
thank you, Chris. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Emily. We have a first and a second. Can we mute that person? Thank you. All right, so I have a first and a second. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. All right, we'll move forward with our agenda. We are going to move to item 3 on our agenda. Give me just a moment to find my notes here. Okay. So on item 3 is to consider attorney-client privilege information or records otherwise exempt by law from public inspection. So the OSBA Board Executive Committee will now enter into executive session. The executive session is held pursuant to ORS 192.6602F to consider information of records that are exempt by law from public inspection. OSBA staff members Emily Nishtek, Haley Purcell, and OSBA Board Legal Counsel Michael Porter shall be allowed to remain in the room during executive session. Members of the media are permitted to attend. However, media are not permitted to disclose information discussed in the executive session. All other staff and members of the public will be excused to the waiting room. No decisions will be made in the executive session. At the end of the executive session, we will return to open session and will welcome staff and members of the public back into the meeting room. The meeting recording can be paused at this time. All right, executive session is now adjourned, so we will return to open session. We're going to wait a moment while staff members and members of the public return from the meeting room. So we'll give it one more moment. All right, have we emptied out the waiting room for now?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, well, welcome back, everyone. I want to just take a moment to thank members of the executive committee, Emily, Haley, and Michael Porter. Thank you so much for your counsel and support and the work we have ahead. We had a privileged conversation about some really important work that needs to be done for our organization. It's a complex situation, but it's one that I feel fully confident with the leadership of this executive committee, my colleagues, the support of staff and Michael, that we will navigate this and we will do what's best for the organization moving forward. So we will be meeting again on the 11th, addressing some concerns that we discussed, and have some we'll provide some guidance and recommendations in that meeting on work that needs to take place to move forward. I want to just take a moment and thank members of the community that's reached out and been supportive over the past couple of weeks. Have been an incredibly difficult time personally for me and my family. This has been a really difficult journey, but I will continue to do the work as president of OSBA. Something I'm very proud to represent and support the work and lead as the president. You know, the things that something that my colleague mentioned in our executive session, that what's really vitally important in our work moving ahead is that we move with integrity, and that we always look to the stability of the organization being primarily our importance in our work, and that we always keep sight of our fiduciary responsibility to OSBA. And I know that we will all do that and keep that in mind as we move ahead with the important work we have. So for the good of the order, we are going to adjourn and we will meet again on the 11th for another executive committee meeting. So we are adjourned. Thank you all.